Welcome back. We're getting a piece of breaking news in connection with the multiple raids that have happened today by the CBI, all in connection with the land for jobs scam. The CBI top sources have told CNN News 18 that almost 200 property sale deeds and sale and purchase deeds have been found in these multiple locations. The raids that have happened across 25 places today. Before these raids happened today, the CBI was aware of only 3 property deeds, but now the number is well over 200. It is entirely likely that huge amount of disproportionate assets were bought from this land for jobs scam, as it were. Remember, this dates all the way back to 2004-2005 when Lalu Prasad was the railway minister. Much of the land transactions then got accumulated, those properties got sold, and then malls were built in places like Delhi and Gurugram. Let me go across to Ashish Mershi, who has more details on this. So the fact that close to 200 or more than 200 property documents have been recovered in these raids, that means that the scope and scale of this scam, so far we had only known of 12 people who got these jobs, 7 properties that had been acquired. But now it seems that if they have sale deeds of 200 plus properties, then it is much bigger in scale than initially thought of.
So, if you see, Zaka, that Tejashwi Yadav has been trying to show that he's got nothing to do with this scam. If you would have heard his bite also, he had very clearly said that, he's got no connection with the mall. But CBI here is saying that, they have not made any mistake. They very much have evidence to show that there is a direct connection of Tejashwi Yadav with this mall and various other property documents that they have been able to find out during the searches. Now, my sources in the CBI tell me that, initially they thought that maybe around maximum they could get around 4 to 5 property documents. But during the search, they found more than 200 property documents, and this is huge. There is a big chance that most of these properties could be, bought from the proceeds of crime that we are talking about, the money which involves from the job from that scam. We all know that, the companies involved are Whiteland Corporation, and then there is also a company called Elite Land Base. This is another company in Gurgaon. These 2 companies have come under radar. There are various transactions which have come under radar of the investigative agencies. My sources in the CBI also tell me that there is an undervaluation of shares. There is an investment of around 15.5 crore rupees that have come through 0% convertible debentures, which in 7 years would be changed into equity, which will be converted into equity. And there is another 3.5 crore rupees of money that has come through unsecured loans as well. So there is undervaluation of shares that the CBI is looking at. And apart from that, there is a huge amount of property documents, and the big chances that these properties would have come through the proceeds of crime, that is through the money that has been generated through sale of properties, which were purchased in Bihar by the Yadav property.
Ashish, we'll leave it at that. We'll see how this story plays out. We'll be taking this forward at 10 o'clock as well with Maria Shakil. Meanwhile, let's shift focus to some of the other stories. Several parts of Rajasthan are badly underwater because of heavy rains, and Udaipur happens to be one of the worst hit places.
This house could not withstand the fast-flowing flood waters. It was literally floating in the flood waters like a boat. Due to incessant rains, many rivers in Rajasthan are in spate. The river water has flown into towns and left them completely inundated. Several people have been trapped in their homes as a result of the floods. With roads turning into rivers, relief and rescue teams went out in boats to evacuate people.
A terrorist captured from Jammu and Kashmir's Rajouri has revealed that he was part of a group that was tasked with carrying out a suicide mission in India. Tabarak Hussain has claimed that he and 4 to 5 other terrorists were sent by a Colonel Yusuf of the Pakistan Army. He was given 30,000 rupees to target Indian Army posts, and he had in fact even recce'd some of them.
चौधरी यूनिस कौन है
आर्मी में
आर्मी के पाकिस्तान की उन्हें की क्या के भेजे तुम
कि जाके पोस्ट दो की करो
हमला करो बोले किधर किधर होते हमला करना किधर होते हमला करना चाहिए
पोस्ट होते
पोस्ट होते
Well, China is keeping up the pressure on Taiwan. Right now, it's conducting night drills very close to the island.
The Eastern Theater Command of the Chinese People's Liberation Army deployed several warplanes to carry out night flying drills. The Chinese warplanes were seen taking off, its orange trailing flame blazing through the night sky. It was followed by multiple warplanes of the Eastern Theater Command. Since August, the PLA's Eastern Theater Command has rolled out a series of joint military operations around the Taiwan island. The drills are a response to 3 recent high-profile visits from the US to the Taiwan. From the US to the island nation, including House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. The PLA has launched ballistic missiles into the water around Taiwan. Several Chinese warships have been seen in the Taiwan Strait, and PLA warplanes have breached the median line.
The Taiwan Army is in fact keeping a close watch along its shores from the northernmost tip. That's the Kinmen Island. The island is barely 180 kilometers away from mainland China. In fact, Chinese merchant vessels that are anchored off the island. These vessels are being manned by the Chinese Navy personnel. In fact, Chinese drones flew into the Kinmen area very recently. The Taiwan Army has also fired flares to drive these drones away. My colleague Siddhant Mishra is the only Indian reporter in Taiwan right now. He spoke to the island's Foreign Minister, Joseph Wu.
What is the motive of China behind doing all this?
And the way I say this is that China has a global ambition. And this is the most important motivation for China to continue to expand. Look at the military exercises around Taiwan. It's a large scale, very large scale. Other than the sea and air exercises around Taiwan, they also fired missiles over Taiwan. And they also conducted the cyber attacks